Marde Buzurg, the wise man. It's a common notion in our society that as a person ages, he acquires wisdom as well, with age. So we start calling him or her, this person a Buzurg. But that's not necessarily true, and that's what we see around, often. I mean, it's not written in any book, that wisdom comes with age. Respect and old age, yes, they are together, they come together, and it is from Quran. But wisdom and old age, one has to be careful there. So in this Nazm, Allama Iqbal will help us out to find like who is a real Buzurg, like whom we can call a Buzurg person. उसकी नफ़रत भी अमीक, उसकी मोहब्बत भी अमीक, कहर भी उसका है अल्लाह के बंदों पे शफीक. So when this Buzurg, so these are the characteristics of a Buzurg. So when he dislikes something, his disliking is ameek, it is sound, and it's not influenced by his emotions. It's not impulsive or instantaneous. Rather, his disliking stems from the fact that he checked this particular thing that he dislikes with the knowledge that he has acquired in his whole life. So he compares that thing with his own knowledge that he has, and then he finds out that the particular thing is not approved by his knowledge, and that is why he dislikes something. So his disliking stems from this fact. And similarly, when he loves something, so his love is also unique or ameek. It's sublime, it's pure, it's sound love, and he will not hold his love in his heart. So he will express himself openly. कहर भी उसका है अल्लाह के बंदों पे शफीक. And when he finds that, the list of things that he dislikes, this list keeps on growing over the years, he does not become an agitated person. He does not start, throwing things around or start yelling at his family members. He remains kind and passionate and shafiq. परवरिश पाता है तकलीद की तारीकी में, है मगर उसकी तबीयत का तकाजा तख्लीक. Although he has lived in a society and he has learned from the experiences of others, we all learn from each other's experiences, and this is taqleed, learning from one another. But that does not make him a blind follower. Rather, his true nature remains to be creative. He wants to leave a path of his own, a unique path of his own for others to follow and learn. अंजुमन में भी मुयस्सर रही खलवत उसको, शम्मे महफिल की तरह सबसे जुदा सबका रफीक. And this person, he's a person who is never bothered by the noises around him. He has been to the most noisiest places in his town, and he lives in constant noise, but he's a cool head. Those noises cannot penetrate in his mind. He knows how to ward them off. But that does not mean that he's an aloof, so he stays away from people. He very much, he's very friendly in nature, and he gels with others, when he's among people. So he has a very friendly nature. मिसले खुर्शीद सहर फ़िक्र की ताबानी में, बात में सादा व आज़ादा, मानी में दकीक. So his thoughts, when he pens them down or he expresses in his poetry, or he sings, or he, whatever mean of expression that he chooses to express himself, those words that come out of his mouth, they are like the dawn moment, the rising of sun. Each time, from a new location, each time, from a new point. So there's this newness in his words, as every time they come out of his mouth. But his words will be simple, those words are simple yet loaded with maani, loaded with meanings. उसका अंदाज नज़र अपने ज़माने से जुदा, उसके अहवाल से महरम नहीं पीराने तरीक. His point of view will be different from others. It will be unique. The way he perceives things around him, it's different than everybody else. We all like to talk. We all have an understanding of how things work around us, But when we speak, when we express ourselves, we hardly find any attentive ears around. There is hardly anyone who can lend us ears. But this Buzurg, when he speaks, when he opens his mouth, there is a pin drop silence in the audience. No, the main point is, okay, how do we spot such a person? How do we find such a person? So I don't know, but what I know is that those among us, this is the important point, those among us who like to walk on pakdandis, those small paths, so they like to take shortcuts in their lives. Okay, so those of us who like to walk on those pakdandis of sects and castes and colors and tribes and languages and nationalities, so these people, these are the ones who like to walk on pakdandis, and they try to avoid the motorway that runs through their country, like right in the middle, the motorway of Siratul Mustaqim. Leaving that motorway, they like to walk on these pakdandis, so these people can never ever spot or find such a Buzurg man in their whole life. Stamped.